continue? Yeah. So today we'll discuss Shivaj control charts for attributes. So previously we have finished Shivaj control charts for variables. In that we have finished mean chart, range chart, and S chart. So those charts comes under measures of central tendencies and dispersions. So measures of central tendencies and dispersion means it is a quantitative data. So for quantitative data, measurements are required. So that's why you have taken measurements, samples or subgroups, and calculation part, then control limits, then construction of control chart, and then interpretation of control chart you have done. But in this case, what is that? This one is nothing but next charts are sometimes what happened is you cannot measure some data, you cannot measure. So many qualitative characteristics will be there. You cannot measure that particular data on a continuous scale or a quantitative scale. So by its absence or presence, you can identify, because all of you know what do you mean by attribute. Attribute means it is a qualitative characteristic which cannot be measurable. By its presence or absence, you can identify. Suppose a television manufacturer, a product is manufactured. Television manufacturing company is there. So televisions, they are manufactured. So sometimes what happens is after the production is completed, what you will do, you will get a television set. In that, suppose many defectives will be there. Suppose picture tube is bad, volume control is bad. So that means these are called defects. If any one defect is there, that is called defective. So by its presence or absence, you can identify, and you can say that product is defective or non-defective. So you cannot measure. So by its presence or absence, you can identify. Suppose one defect is there, you can say that is a defective item. Suppose picture tube problem, volume problem is there, then you can say two defects are there, but it is a defective one. So by its presence or absence, you can identify. That means the television set is a defective one or non-defective one. So that means what is that? As a sample, if you consider by its presence or absence, you can identify. So that means if the product is defective, you will say defective item. One defect is there, then it is called defective item. 10 defects are there, then it is also called defective item. Okay, so that means what is that? By its presence or absence, you can identify. You cannot measure. So that type of control charts are called control charts for attributes. So whenever a qualitative characteristic cannot be measurable on a continuous scale or a real scale, quantitative scale. So in such type of data, by its presence or absence, that means either a defective item or non-defective item, you will say. So that means this type of control charts are called control charts for attributes. So there are several control charts for attributes are there. First one is control chart for fraction defective. Control chart for fraction defective, or it is also known as P chart. Control chart for fraction defective, or it is also known as P chart. So in this P chart, you will learn fixed end procedure, and fixed end and varying end also. Fixed end and varying end. That means whenever n value is fixed, what is the procedure? Whenever n value is not fixed, the n value changes. Then what is the procedure? So P chart is also called control chart for fraction defective. Whenever I say fraction defective chart, which chart you have to construct? P chart you have to construct. So in this, two procedures will be there, fixed end and varying end. If you did not mention anything, always write fixed end procedure. If you specifically mention write varying end procedure, then only you can write P chart for varying end. If you did not mention anything, always you will consider P chart for fixed end only. Okay. So next control chart is called NP chart or D chart. NP chart or D chart. It is also known as control chart for number of defectives. Okay. Control chart for number of defectives is also known as NP chart or D chart. This is called control chart for fraction defective. Control chart for fraction defective means P chart. Control chart for number of defectives means NP chart or D chart. In the examination, you will not give P chart, NP chart, D chart like that. Construct a control chart for fraction defective. Fraction defective means which chart you have to construct? P chart. Construct a control chart for number of defectives. Number of defectives means NP chart or D chart. So in this also two procedures will be there: fixed end and varying end. Fixed end and varying end. Fixed end procedure as well as varying end procedure. If you did not mention anything, always write fixed end procedure. If you specifically mention varying end, then only you can write varying end procedure. And next one is, third one is C chart. C chart. This C chart is also known as control chart for number of defects. This is number of defectives. Number of defectives. Number of defectives means NP chart or D chart. Number of defects, DEFECTS. Defects per unit means C chart. There is a difference between defective and defects. Defects means suppose a piece of cloth is considered. A piece of cloth is considered. In that, suppose 10 holes are there. 10 holes are there. So how many number of defectives means 10? How many number of defectives means 10 holes are there? If one hole is there, that is called defective item. So if one hole is there, that is called defective item. Now you understood what is the difference between defects and defective. So if one hole is there, that cloth is called defective cloth. Okay. So in defective cloth, how many holes are there? That gives defects. That is nothing but number of defects. So C chart is also called number of defects per unit. Per unit means if you consider a piece of cloth, how many number of defects are there? How many number of holes are there? That gives C chart. So C chart is used. What is that? Number of defects per unit. This is NP chart or D chart is nothing but number of control chart for number of defectives. Number of defectives. Okay, that is the difference between C chart and NP chart. Now C chart is used only for fixed N. C chart is used only for fixed N. Fixed N you will use C chart. So if you did not mention anything, always you will consider C chart for fixed N only. Okay, number of defects per unit means always you have to construct C chart. In C chart, N value is fixed. Okay, suppose if N value is varying, then it is called U chart. U chart means control chart for number of defects per unit for varying N. C chart means control chart for number of defects per unit. Per unit means it is a fixed N. Okay, so U chart means control chart for number of defects per unit for varying N. So this is called U chart. These two charts we will learn in unit number 2. So these two charts are there, C and U chart. You will learn in unit number 2. Unit number 1, you will learn P chart and NP chart. Now all of you understood. So how many types of control charts for variables are there? 4 are there. What is the first one? First one is called P chart or control chart for fraction defective. So in this, you will learn fixed N procedure as well as varying N procedure. Second one is called NP chart or D chart, or it is also known as control chart for number of defectives. Number of defectives. In this also fixed N, varying N procedures you will learn. And next third one is called C chart. C chart is nothing but what is that? Control chart for number of defects per unit. Okay, so that is called C chart. Last one is called U chart. U chart means control chart for number of defects per unit for varying N. So these are the 4 control charts you have. So now it is clear all of you how many control charts for attributes. So what do you mean by control charts for attributes? The quality characteristic which cannot be measurable. In such type of cases, you will use control charts for variables. So control charts for variables. How many control charts for variables are there? 4 are there. P chart, NP chart, C chart and U chart. These 2 charts you will learn in unit number 2. These 2 charts we will learn now. So first chart I will discuss. What is the first one? P chart for fixed N or control chart for fraction defective. Control chart for fraction defective. Okay. So first we will discuss the first one. Control chart for fraction defective. Control chart for fraction defective. Control chart for fraction defective. Fraction defective. Or it is also known as P chart. Control chart for fraction defective, or it is called P chart. If you did not mention anything, it is a fixed N procedure. So before going to this, so 4th semester you have learned, 4th semester proportions you have learned. Large sample test for single proportion and large sample test for difference of proportion. So proportions, generally proportions are denoted by 2 symbols will be there, population proportion and sample proportion. So all of you know population proportion. Population proportion is denoted by capital P, sample proportion is denoted by small p. Now this one is very, very important. Here also you will calculate defectives or non-defectives. So defective generally will denote as D. So D is the number of defectives. Then you can identify small p. What is the small p? Small p means sample proportion. Capital P means population proportion. So these symbols we will use in this P chart. So that's why what do you mean by capital P? Capital P is called population proportion or it is called probability of success. Okay. Sample P means what is that? Sample proportion. So you have done many problems, tea drinkers like that, sample proportion of tea drinkers. Okay, like that you have done many problems in say 4th semester. So in this case, what is that? Capital P? Capital P is called population proportion. Small p is called sample proportion. So before going to this control chart, you have to learn these 2 symbols. So suppose if n trials are there, only 2 outcomes are there. It follows which distribution? Suppose fixed n trials are fixed, only 2 outcomes are there in that experiment. It follows which distribution? Binomial distribution. Binomial distribution, n is finite, only 2 outcomes are there, success and failure. In this also, what is that P chart attributes? What you will calculate? You will identify defective item or non-defective item. And how many outcomes are there? How many outcomes are there? There are 2 outcomes. Either item will be defective or item will be non-defective. Only 2 outcomes are there. N will be finite. So that means this D is nothing but number of defectives you will identify. That means D follows which distribution? Binomial distribution. Why it follows binomial distribution? Because only 2 things will be there. Either the item will be defective or item will be non-defective. So that means 2 outcomes. N is the fixed one. That means D follows binomial distribution. All of you know mean of the binomial distribution. What is the mean of the binomial distribution? NP. What is the variance of the binomial distribution? NPQ. Variance of the binomial distribution is NPQ. So these are the things you have to learn before going to this control chart. So small p is called sample proportion, capital P is called population proportion. Suppose if n finite trials are there, only 2 outcomes are there in that experiment, then it follows binomial distribution. So all of you know binomial distribution mean, what is the mean of the binomial distribution? NP. What is the variance of the binomial distribution? NPQ. So these are the things you have to learn before going to the chart. So now we will move to the P chart. So when P chart is used, first you have to learn when this P chart is used. So P chart is used if you consider the product or sample unit as a whole. You will consider, you will say either defective item or non-defective item. So when P chart is used for fraction. P chart is called fraction defective. So fraction defective chart is used when sample unit as a whole is considered as good or bad, or defective or non-defective. Then only you can use this P chart. So when P chart is used, when sample unit as a whole, as a total, it will be considered as either defective or non-defective. Then you can use control chart for fraction defective, or you can say P chart is used. Okay, so all of you know what do you mean by capital P? Capital P is called population proportion. So what I am considering for this attribute, the population proportion is capital P. So how many samples I have considered? N samples I am considering. So N is the sample size I am considering. N is the sample size and D is the number of defectives, because you have to identify the item is defective or non-defective. If you got defective, then that is called success. Because products are there, if you identify the defective item, then it is called success, because you have to remove the defective item and you can replace the good one. Okay, so that means if you identify defective item, then that is called success. Success is denoted by capital P. Okay, so D is the number of defectives, N is the sample size. Suppose 500 items are there, 500 sample units are there, you are identifying the defectives. That defectives is denoted by D. If you get a defective item, then that is called probability of success, capital P. So that means what is that? I am considering a sample of size N, and let D be the number of defectives. Let D be the number of defectives. Then the sample proportion defective. Sample proportion defective is denoted by small p. Small p formula. What is the small p formula? D by N. So D by N, the number of defectives out of sample N. Out of sample N is called sample proportion defective. So that means what is the P formula? Small p formula is D by N. I think all of you understood. What is that? I have considered sample N is the sample size, and let D be the number of defectives. Then if you get a defective item, then that is called success. That means what is that? Small p is called proportion of defective items. Proportion of defective items. So small p formula is D by N. So D by N is the formula. If you get a defective item, then that is called success. Probability of success is denoted by capital P. Now D follows which distribution? Finite trials are there, only 2 outcomes, either defective or non-defective. So D follows which distribution? Binomial distribution. D follows binomial distribution. That means D follows binomial distribution. So all of you know binomial distribution mean. What is the mean of the binomial distribution? Mean of the binomial distribution is NP, because probability of success I have denoted as capital P. So you will get NP. NP is the mean value. And what is the variance value? Variance value is NPQ. Mean of the binomial distribution is NP and variance of the binomial distribution is NPQ. So Q value, all of you know, capital P plus Q is always equivalent to 1. Total probability is always equivalent to 1. So P is called probability of success. Q is called probability of failure. That means what is the meaning of that sentence? Expectation of D. Expectation of D means mean value. What is the mean value? Mean value is nothing but NP. Mean value is nothing but NP. And what is the variance value? Variance of D equal to variance value is NPQ. Otherwise, you can write NP into Q value is nothing but 1 minus P. So if you want, you can write NPQ. In place of Q, you can write 1 minus P, because Q value is nothing but 1 minus P. So that means what is that? Expectation of D is NP and variance of D equal to NPQ. So what is the parameter in binomial distribution? Parameter is capital P. N value anyway it will be given to you. Only parameter is P. If I know P value, I can calculate Q value. That means in binomial distribution, the parameters are N and P. So P value, N value will be given. Only thing is you have to calculate P value. You have to calculate P value. So what is the mean of the binomial distribution? NP. What is the variance of the binomial distribution? NPQ. But what I have to calculate? I have to calculate control limits for P chart, not D chart. Okay, so D chart is the next one. If you construct a D chart, this is the mean of D, this is the variance of D. But I am constructing P chart now. P chart means you have to calculate. I know the sample proportion formula. What is the sample proportion formula? D by N. So now I have to calculate what is the sample proportion. Small p follows what is the mean and what is the variance. I have to calculate. So for that, what is that expectation? Mean means expectation of small p. Variance means variance of small p. How to calculate? So first I will calculate expectation of small p. Expectation of small p. What is expectation of small p? Small p is nothing but d by n. Small p is nothing but d by n. So expectation of d by n. So what is the d by n? D means what is it? D by n. D by n is the value, small p value. All of you know expectation of ax. Expectation of ax equal to a into expectation of x. Now what is the constant? D is the variable and n is the constant. So n is the constant. That means what is the n in capital P. So that means which values will be cancelled? N get cancelled. N get cancelled. N get cancelled. So that means what is the expectation of small p? Expectation of small p equal to capital P. So what you got? Expectation of small p equal to capital P. And that means I know mean of small p. What is the mean of small p? Capital P. Next I have to calculate. What you have to calculate. Mean is completed. Next you have to calculate variance. Similarly, I will calculate variance. So variance of p equal to, next I will calculate variance of small p. So variance of small p equal to, again small p is nothing but d by n. Small p is nothing but d by n. So variance of d by n. Variance of d by n. First semester you have learned one theorem. Variance of ax equal to, expectation of ax equal to a into expectation of x. But variance of ax equal to a square into variance of x. A square into variance of x means what you will get? This is nothing but a square. A square constant is 1 by n. So that means what you will get? 1 by n square into variance of d. 1 by n square into variance of d. Now all of you know variance of d. What is the variance of d? Variance of d equals nothing but np into 1 minus p. So that means this is nothing but 1 by n square into n capital P into 1 minus capital P. So what are the values that will be cancelled here? N get cancelled. So that means finally what is the variance of d value? You are getting variance of small p. Variance of small p equal to capital P into 1 minus capital P by n. 1 minus capital P by n. Therefore, voice is clear? Is there any problem? Is it clear, all of you? Yes, voice is clear. Okay. So, therefore, what is small p follows? What is small p follows now? Small p follows. I will write here. Small p follows. Small p follows. What is the mean? What is the mean value? What is the mean value you got? Small p follows. Mean is capital P. And what is the variance value? Variance value capital P into 1 minus capital P by n. 1 minus capital P by n. So small p follows capital P into 1 minus capital P by n. Why you require these values? Why you require these values means all of you know control chart formula. What is the control limits formula? Expectation of t plus or minus 3 into standard error of t. T is nothing but P chart you are constructing, and in case of t you have to substitute small p. So that means you have to identify what is the mean of small p and what is the variance of small p. Then only you can calculate standard error. So that is the reason I have calculated all these values. I hope all of you understood this one. So what I am considering, I am considering n is the sample size. N is the sample size. Let d be the number of defectives. Then sample proportion defective is d by n. Sample proportion defective is d by n. Okay. Then d follows which distribution? Binomial distribution. So mean of the binomial distribution is NP. Why I am considering capital P? Capital P is called population proportion. That is called success. So that means capital P and then NPQ. Next I have calculated what is that? What is the meaning of this sentence? This sentence meaning is expectation of D equal to NP. Variance of D equal to NP into Q means what is the Q value? 1 minus P. That's why I have written 1 minus P here. So but I don't want D because which chart you are constructing? You are constructing P chart. You are constructing P chart means you have to identify small p follows what? Small p follows what is the mean and what is the variance. That's why what I have considered expectation of small p. P is nothing but D by N. Next, simplify. If I simplify, what I am getting, expectation of small p equal to capital P. Next, I am calculating variance. Variance of small p equal to, if I simplify, what you are getting, variance of small p equal to capital P into 1 minus capital P by N. That means P follows with mean capital P, variance capital P into 1 minus capital P by N. Is it clear, all of you? If it is clear, I will continue the control limits. Is it clear, all of you? It's clear. Okay. So can I continue? Why I am calculating these things? Because I have to calculate control limits. If I calculate control limits, then only I can do the construction of P chart. So all of you know control limit formula. General formula is expectation of T plus or minus 3 into standard error of T. Okay. So now I will calculate the control limits because I know P follows what? What is the mean of P? Mean of P is capital P. Variance of P is P into 1 minus P by N. So that means I can calculate control limits now. I can calculate control limits. So I will calculate control limits now. Control limits for P chart. Control limits for P chart. Okay. Control limits for P chart means what is it? So in that, what is the two cases will be there? Case 1 when standards are given. Case 2 when standards are not given. Case 1 is standards are given. Case 2 is standards are not given. First I will consider case 1. Case 1 when standards are given. When standards are given. When standards are given means P is given. That is P is given. When standards are given means P value is given. So capital P is given. P value means capital P is given. So all of you know general formula. What is the general formula? Expectation of T plus or minus 3 into standard error of T. Okay. Now which chart you are constructing? You are constructing P chart. In place of T, what you have to substitute? P you have to substitute. That means what you will get, this implies expectation of small p. P chart means I will consider small p because small p follows you know what is the mean value and what is the variance value. So expectation of small p plus or minus 3 into standard error of small p. So this implies expectation of small p, capital P. So the expectation of P means capital P is given. Capital P is given means what you will get? What is the mean value? Mean value is capital P, variance value is this one. So what is the mean value you got? Mean value is capital P plus or minus 3 into root over, because standard error. Standard error means root. So this is the variance value, you can find out the root. So root over capital P into 1 minus capital P by N. 1 minus capital P by N. You can leave it like this because in the document I have given capital A, it is not required. Capital A I have denoted in the document, it is not required. You can leave it like this only. Capital P plus or minus 3 into root over capital P into 1 minus capital P by N. These are capital P's. This is small p. This is small p. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, now how many control limits will be there? 3 are there. First one is UCL. I will write UCL P. So UCL small p. Small p means P chart. UCL P equal to, UCL will take plus sign, 3 into root over capital P into 1 minus capital P by N. Next LCL P, it will take minus sign, 3 into root over capital P into 1 minus capital P by N. And last one is CLP, capital P. So when these formulas are used when standards are given. So A is not required, don't assume A, you can leave it out because whenever we are discussing the next chart, varying N, it is required. Varying N, it is required. That's why denote like this. A is not required. Just modify that one in the document. Okay, so UCLP, LCLP, CLP. So when these formulas are used, when standards are given. When standards are given, you can use these formulas. Now case 2. What is case 2? When standards are not given. Standards are not given means which value won't be given to you? Capital P is not given. Capital P is the only parameter in binomial distribution. So capital P is not given, then how to calculate control limits? So case 2 I will do now. Case 2 standards are not given. Just I will write here, standards are not given. That is P is not given. That is P is not given. P is not given. Then capital P can be estimated by using small p bar. If capital P is not given, then you can estimate capital P by using small p bar. By using small p bar, where small p bar formula is x bar formula. All of you know what is x bar formula? Summation x by n. Y bar formula summation y by n. Now p bar formula summation p by k is the sample size. Each sample n is the number. N is the sample size. But how many independent samples will be there? K. Like mean chart, range chart you have done. K independent samples are there. each sample n will be fixed. N will be fixed. That n is different. This k is different. K is nothing but how many number of independent samples you have considered. So that means what is the small p formula? Small p bar formula. Small p bar equal to summation p by k. ORR, this formula you can use. ORR, small p bar formula is summation d by summation n. You can use any formula. Summation p d by summation n. That means d means defective total. N means how many number of sample units you have considered. That total gives summation n. K is nothing but total number of independent samples you have considered. Okay, so p bar you can use this formula or you can use this formula. If I know p bar, I can calculate q bar or not. So q bar is nothing but 1 minus p bar. So same concept. Q bar. If I know p bar, I can calculate q bar 1 minus p bar. Okay. So now I know what is that capital P can be estimated by using p bar. P bar formula is summation p by k, or p bar formula is summation d by n. Okay. Now same formula expectation of, therefore the control limits is given by expectation of t plus or minus 3 into standard error of t. P chart you are constructing. So P chart you are constructing expectation of small p plus or minus 3 into standard error of small p. Now expectation of small p is nothing but capital P plus or minus 3 into root over capital P into 1 minus capital P by n. When you have to use this formula when standards are given, but I don't know capital P now. Whenever capital P is not given, capital P can be estimated by small p bar. And in place of capital P, you have to substitute small p bar. So that means what is the formula you will get? Small p bar plus or minus 3 into root over small p bar into 1 minus small p bar by n. In place of capital P, substitute small p bar. That is the only difference. In place of capital P, substitute small p bar. So how you will get small p bar? And this is a small p bar formulas. Okay. So now control limits I got. What is the first one? UCLP. What is the UCLP formula? UCLP formula is small p bar into 1 minus small p bar. LCLP equal to small p bar minus 3 into small p bar into 1 minus p bar. And then CLP equal to small p bar. CLP equal to small p bar. Now I know the control limits. I can construct the control chart. All of you know the control chart. What is that? X-axis will be there. Y-axis will be there. X-axis always sample numbers. X-axis always sample numbers. Y-axis now fraction defectives. Sample fraction defectives. P values. Sample fraction defective means P values. So UCL dotted horizontal line. LCL dotted horizontal line. CL is a dark line. So after that, what you will do? You will identify P values. Fraction defective values you will identify. So construction of P chart means what is that? Construction of P chart is done on a graph paper by taking sample numbers on x-axis, fraction defectives on y-axis. Then identify UCL dotted horizontal line, UCLP dotted horizontal line, LCLP dotted horizontal line, CL is a bold line, and identify the P values. So that is the construction of P chart. Interpretation means if all the sample points falls within the control limits, then the process is in control. Otherwise, the process is out of control.